In October 1943, during the Battle of Vella Lavella, one frontline medic showed extreme heroism and courage, even earning the Silver Star for his actions. Rex Gregor joined the Navy in June of 1942 at the age of 20 years old. A year later, he would find himself halfway across the world engaged in an island-hopping campaign attached to a group of U.S. Marines. Towards the end of the 3-month-long campaign to take the Central Solomon Islands, Vella Lavella became the target of operations. Situated 35 nautical miles northwest of Munda, Vella Lavella was the most northern island in the New Georgia chain, and offered a stepping stone for future operations against Japanese forces on the Shortland Islands and on Bougainville. The land operations consisted of an amphibious assault by the U.S. Marines on the defending Japanese forces. Rex Gregor was a pharmacist mate second class. On the first day of the landing operation at Vella Lavella, he was on the front lines with the Marines he was attached to, hitting the beach before the landing barges had even finished unloading. As Marines unloaded behind him, 3 Japanese planes approached and dive-bombed the ships. Anti-aircraft fire filled the air, taking down 2 of the planes, but the third managed to complete its run. It found its mark on one of the landing ships, and soon the ship was engulfed in flames. The men on board struggled to escape the burning wreckage, but Rex had only one thought. That ship held a majority of their medical supplies. Among standard supplies, there was an invaluable stash of blood plasma. Without those supplies, his team of medics would not be able to treat the injured soldiers, and many people would suffer and die. Without a second thought, he charged headlong into the burning ship. The vessel was ablaze from stem to stern, but he fought against the crowd of Marines evacuating and made his way onto the ship. Inside, live ammunition exploded from the heat. Tongues of flame blocked certain areas, but he eventually made his way to the cache of medical supplies. He made it back out of the ship and brought the supplies to dry ground. Once out of the ship, he realized that the beach was now a target of more Japanese air raids. As enemy bombs poured down on the beachhead, he got to the work of saving wounded Marines. There were many wounded, and he started to assist as he could. Rex was a quick study at his craft and was a competent medic even with just 1 year on the job. He and his other hospital corpsmen gathered and treated the wounded. During the beachhead assault, Rex was faced with another emergency. One of the Marines he was treating had his leg almost completely blown off by enemy bombs. He was in extreme pain and losing blood quickly. Rex knew this Marine didn't have much time. He scoured the beach for a doctor, as this type of injury was above his training. At this point, all the doctors had already advanced and moved off the beachhead. There were none to be found nearby to help. But Rex didn't leave this Marine to die. He knew the man needed an immediate leg amputation. Although performing the operation wrong would kill him, he would certainly die if Rex did nothing. With a prayer in his heart, he called over a couple of other nearby medics and gave the soldier a sedative. He was going to perform the operation himself. His mind was whirling with images of his Navy training, everything he had studied in his training and during free moments aboard the ship. He sterilized the instruments he had pulled from the burning landing ship, then proceeded to the task at hand. A couple other hospital corpsmen helped secure the patient as Rex applied clamps to the wounded area. He worked with his scalpel to perform the dangerous operation. Eventually, the operation was over. Rex had successfully amputated the leg, and the wounded Marine was taken in a stretcher to the field hospital. Rex later received word that the amputation had gone well and that he had done a great job. Even though he was inexperienced, he had performed the delicate operation with great skill. In the days that followed, Rex proved himself a hero time and time again. Even during heavy air raids, he would be daring fate as he moved from foxhole to foxhole, giving aid and comfort to wounded men. Rex was awarded the Silver Star, the third highest military combat decoration for his actions that day, both in saving the medical supplies from the burning ship and in successfully performing the difficult amputation. Rex was honorably discharged from the Navy in August 1945 as World War II came to a close. Upon returning home, Rex began a successful career in hospital administration. Upon retirement, he started Gregor Farms and Greenhouse and became an active member of his local farmers market. He lived to be 82 years old. He had 5 children and 15 grandchildren before passing away in 2005.